with that, but here's the thing. We did a meat-eating contest at the Outback Bowl. Which squad could eat more steak from Outback? It was absolutely amazing. So I experienced that in all of its.
I know it's early in the game, but defensively after that play, you know you have to tackle the catch. When this guy gets the ball in his hands, he is so dangerous after the fact. So it's okay for him to make catches. Just got to
fires the pass, intercepted. Didn't have a lot of room to run after the pick, but he's done his job. They have it at the 44.
And that's just excellent cover. Cover one, nowhere to throw the football. Look at everybody playing man across the board, and you still got the safety in the middle of the field. Nobody open, and if I'm the QB, man, I don't need to force it. I don't force it into tight windows if it's not there. He throws it, unfortunately, gets the interception. Bad decision by the QB there.
Powers through the defender. Continuing to turn and move it forward, and they're closing in on midfield. It's down at the 48. Well, guys, bowl season is here. Always fun to get these non-traditional matchups that you don't see regularly. What do you guys remember about playing in a bowl?
I think
afterburners coming. The tag! They get him on the ground, but not before he rumbles all the way to the 5.
Yeah, and this is why he's leading the nation in rushing. Like, you give him the football, and he'll continue to make big plays. He's done it all throughout the season. This offense features him, and there is a reason why.
A first down run on the doorstep. And they try the middle of this defense, and that is not happening.
How about the defender being a heat-seeking missile? He was on radar. He found the football and flew down with some back.
And he's got a touchdown.
Another rushing touchdown. That's now 2 on the game. This offense thought they could come into this one running the ball, being the more physical team, and they look like it right now.
And the extra point makes it 14-0. Almost ready to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. Returner's going to try to see what he can get. Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. The Boilermakers have it back, and here comes the offense. To say this has been a slow start is a bit of an understatement, and they really need to get it going here, Jesse.
That's right. The opponent, they're firing on all cylinders right out of the gate. Offensively, for this unit, they've been slow and struggling. They need an explosive play to wake themselves up.
Yeah, and it's just the first quarter, so it's not the end of the world. You've seen slow starts, but you got to continue to pick and pick and pick until you find that play.
And the pressure gets to him. Down goes the quarterback.
Man, it didn't take long for the defense to get home on that play. You see them playing man coverage in the back end, slowing down the routes from the receivers and the rest of the offense. That forced the quarterback to have to hold on to it for just a split second longer, and they were able to get this.
Oh, and it's picked off. Threw it right into the teeth of double coverage. Not a lot of room on the return, but he'd already got the most important thing, the ball, and they have it at the 46. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Leaves it with the back. He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3.
And the defense is going to have more plays like that. He has had a ball game so far, running wild all day long. Defense finally comes up with a stop. Maybe get a little momentum.
Over 100 yards already in this game. So if I'm on defense here, I'm adding more guys to the box, anticipating that they're going to continue to give this guy touches today.
A 3rd and long coming up here. Looking downfield, and he needs a bunch. And the quarterback is snowed under.
This defense needed something to go right. Man, they're down big already in the first half. Get to the quarterback, get him on the ground. This could start some momentum going back the other direction.
Here's the fair catch, and he'll make it close to the 20-yard line. The Purdue offense heads back out to the field. The Mistakes are going to happen, as they did on that last drive. Now, how will they respond, Jesse?
And this is the kind of guy who's going to take full accountability. That was my bad. That's on me. I'm about to lead this offense now down the field to score some points.
Dang, I wish I'd have played with you. I didn't play with many quarterbacks that were just like, yeah, my bad. Hey, guys, I got this. Sorry about that. It was more, you should have ran a better route.
And he'll step out of bounds after a very productive play.
And this offense, I think, will do a good job in this game divvying up the football and distributing it to different guys in the passing game. It won't just be receivers. It's not going to be tight ends. This running back, he's a weapon, too, after he catches it. You saw it right there.
He looks that one in nicely. And this junior loves to show off that big arm. The Boilermakers will line it up on 1st and 10. They'll go to the ground. You'll take 4 yards on 1st down every time, 2nd and 6. Wide receiver now comes in motion. He wants to throw here on 2nd down. Grabbed behind the line, it's Branch. And he is going to lose yardage. Nowhere to run as he is forced out of bounds. 3rd and long from the 42. If they can get some of it, it might give them a chance to go for it on 4th down. Safe completion on the screen. They play that screen nicely. He tried to find his way to the marker, but it'll be 4th down. The Boilermakers will try to pin them back with the punt. This will be their first punt of the afternoon. And the returner will be brought down. They got the big fellas out there. A 3 tight end look on 1st and 10. Trying to beat him to the corner on the right. Maybe picked up a couple as he gets to the 14.
Well, man, there's some big hitting going on in the trenches right now. This defense, they take a lot of pride in stopping the run. Let's keep our eye on them throughout the course of the game and see if they can contain this running attack.
Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on 2nd down. He's looking to throw. It's complete. And a good job in coverage there as they stop it after just a few.
Well, the short passing game is a great go-to for any offensive coordinator in the first quarter because it's reliable, but it also allows you to see how the defense is going to react in plays. So this can certainly open things up a little bit.
Gets the job done on 3rd down as he gets it out to the 25. 1st down for this offense. He wants to throw. Catch in the middle, it's Bentley. And they pick up just a few on that completion.
I'll say this, man. In college football, you see a lot of bad tackling. You didn't see it right there. That was an awesome job. First off, being there at the point of attack. Once the tight end made the catch, there was no doubt he was going down. Great job form tackling.
You know, QBs want to make those big plays. They want to put up the big stats. But when nothing's there, sometimes you just tuck the ball, get a minimal gain. I like the slide, by the way, too. Get down and don't take a big hit.
And after the tackle, we are headed to the end of the first quarter. Could be a pivotal moment in this game as we open the 2nd period and they try to find a way to answer. 2nd down now as they're ready to go back to work. The option look. The pitch. And he's able to find a little bit of running room before they get him down.
Yeah, another good run. I feel like we could put that on loop, Jesse. Just another good run. Another good run. Another good run. Over 150 yards on the day. He's been the complete package, showing off all his skills.
He's got enough to move the chains, and they'll spot it at the 47.
And his offense is clicking. Everything's moving. And the guy carrying the football, I mean, he is carrying the rock. Like, this is a guy that's setting this tone for this game, creating some balance on this offense. This offense is going to be a handful.
Yeah, David, I'd love to sit here and say, well, the offensive coordinator is just one step ahead of his counterpart across the field. That's not it. Right now, this offensive line is establishing the line of scrimmage, and you mentioned the back. He right now is running with authority on this route.
One thing I've noticed from talking to coaches about their approach to bowl games is how many of them use it as a springboard for next season. They try to focus on developing some of the new guys, maybe, that have joined them for the bowl practices.
I mean, you get 15-plus extra practices. You start to play and experience more as young guys. The older guys get a little bit more rest. But, yeah, you're building the future. You're building the foundation. You're working on your technique. And you know what? You also get to have some fun. I think that's important for team building, is having fun at your location, doing the different things together to start to build that unity that will make a big difference in the future.
Yeah, there's a saying in college football that in your freshman year, when you get to bowl season, you're no longer a freshman. A lot of players grow up. You get the extra practices mentally, and from a confidence standpoint, you turn the page. I can remember back to my true freshman year, we were getting ready to play Penn State. We had a lot of NFL talent in my freshman class, and everybody just seemed to grow a foot taller. They were playing with a different intensity level that really paid off for us the next year.
And he takes this from inside the 5. And the coverage team able to wrestle him down. The Boilermakers have it back, and here comes the offense. They've got nothing done so far, and they already find themselves in a 3-possession hole, Jesse.
Yeah, and as a head coach, you're wondering, what didn't I say? What didn't I do to get my team ready to go? Because we look like we're sleepwalking at this point.
Nothing went well in the first quarter. You just say refresh. Like, let's try to find a way now. Chip into this lead. Try to make it somewhat manageable when you get to the half.
They make the stop, but not before he takes a chunk out of what they need to move the sticks. They'll need to convert this 3rd down from their own 22 to get this drive jump-started. From the gun, wants to pass. He makes the connection. Now they'll really try to get this drive going. Good execution on 3rd down as they have it 1st and 10 at the 31. Power football with the run. Just working and poking and prodding and finding his way up to the 36. After the productive 1st down play, it's 2nd and 6. Pre-snap motion in the backfield. Off the play fake. And they got him for the sack.
The defense just simply not fooled by the play action. Oftentimes, as an offense, you're hoping the run fake's going to slow down those pass rushers, but man, oh man, they had their ears pinned back.
On 3rd and long, a check down would be the last resort. And this defense has maxed out this pressure. Another sack.
And they've been waiting for something good to happen with respect to getting after the quarterback, right? They're outside of the top 100 in the country in sacks per game. But finally now, you see they're generating this pass rush. 3 sacks on the game so far.
Makes the catch. Wants to make a move upfield. And the punt team able to sling him to the ground. 3 tight ends in the formation on 1st and 10. Looking to move it through the air. And that is incomplete. Here comes the offense on 2nd down. Couldn't connect on 1st down, now back to the air. He'll pull it down. He's run out of bounds, but a big play on that one, and it'll be a 1st down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs.
Sometimes these guys just have eyes in the back of their head. You saw it right there. He was able to buy himself time, get outside the pocket, and at that point, I think the decision was pretty easy. Hey, I can go get this with my feet. He was able to do that. Now they got a fresh set of downs.
After the 3-yard pickup, they come to the line 2nd and 7. From the gun, give on the inside. And a really nice run and pickup there before the defense avoided disaster and stopped a really big play. They've got a 1st and 10 at the 34. On the move, it's Carlson. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one. Well, the most insightful analysis I can come up with on that one is that didn't work. Back to the drawing board to see if there's something that looks a little... Fires and picked off. And after the interception and the turnover, this defense has set its offense up for business. Looking for a productive play on 1st down. Use the play fake, now to throw. He'll take a deep shot here. And the ball is caught. He's inside the 35. And they pick up a better than 30 yards on that completion before the defense brings him down. This 1st half of offense won't go on the highlight reel so far, but starting to get things moving, it's 1st and 10. pressure coming. And the defense gets to the quarterback.
You got to be impressed with this defense early in this game, guys. They've got a big lead because they are getting after the quarterback. They've already generated multiple sacks. They thought coming into this game they could take advantage of this offensive line, and that game plan is working to perfection.
They've already racked up big sack numbers. It's starting to snowball, and they are ready to go again. Looking to pass on second down. And that one's way too far for everybody.
You know, it's a good decision by the QB because his intended target wasn't open, so throw it out of bounds and you can live to play another day here on this drive.
On third and long, he'll need to loosen up that arm. Referee signals timeout. It's the defense wanting to make sure that they have everything just right with a big play coming. And now on fourth down, they'll try a field goal. And they weren't able to get him in the middle of the field, so now a 49-yarder from the right hash. Never a doubt. So they were able to put up a 3 spot on that last drive, and now the kickoff team out there as they prepare to put boot to leather. Here he comes from inside his own 5. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, that they get him on the ground at the 20. First down here for the offense. They'll come out on this drive and let it rip. He's got an open man. Powers through. Ripped off a huge chunk play on that one as he gets the first down before he steps out of bounds. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Quick spin on the run. Ran through the tackle and he's got room to run. Big gain on that one as he steps out of bounds with a first down.
Well, after that last play, you can see how electrifying this guy is and how special he is after he makes the catch. If I'm on offense, I'm trying to...
And the defense makes a play, sacking him back at the 10.
You're trying to catch him off balance, maybe on the first down and goal right here in a situation where maybe you sneak in a pass, defense was ready, got the sack. Now you got to be a little bit more creative now that you got the negative play. The offense, I know you've worked this all week. You got to get ready to execute in the red zone.
Oh, man, the quarterback almost just threw his second interception on as many drives. He's trying to fit that football in there. It gets tipped up in the air. He's lucky that wasn't picked off.
Now improvising. Keep it on the ground, and he's in for the touchdown. Well, that didn't necessarily go as planned, but it was most effective in the end.
I love it, Reese. Down in the red zone, this quarterback didn't have anybody open. Didn't panic. He just decided, man, I'm going to go do this myself. I'm going to use my wheels and put up 6 on the board. He did just that.
He'll start the return inside his 5. And the returner could find no daylight. He goes down. The Purdue offense heads back out to the field. This late in the half, you're behind. You'd love to create something before the break to build momentum, Jesse.
But you've also had some miscues on offense, a big part of why you're losing the game right now. I'd take it into halftime, make my adjustments, and come out ready in the second half.
Yeah, I'm going to take it into halftime too, Paul. But I'm trying to put some points up right here. Be aggressive, set the tone, be like, hey, listen, this is what you're going to get in the second half, so find something really quickly you can go to.
Fires to the wideout. On target over the middle. They are finding soft spots in this defense. He's got it down to the 25. There's a timeout called as this offense tries to find a way to draw a little closer. Trying to find his man on first down. Makes the catch. It's Branch. They make the stop right there. Good pickup. It's still short of the first down. And the Boilermakers in the hurry up. He's looking for a man on second down. Finds his big tight end. They'll get it down to the 8-yard line on that throw and catch, and the defense is backed up against the wall. Here's a timeout on the field. Tight game here late in the first half. Looking to throw. Just had to get rid of that one. Good job to avoid the loss. Just a few seconds remaining here as they try to put something up before halftime. On second down, they'll take to the air. Snagged in the end zone. Touchdown, Boilermaker!
Man, nice job getting the passing game going. This is big, man. Going into the half, and listen, I know you're trailing, but building some momentum. Maybe this second half, we keep airing the football out, cutting into this deficit, and who knows what the heck will happen.
He'll bring it back from inside his 5. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. Just enough time to get off one final play of the half. To the air on first down. He gambles and throws one all the way back to the left. The pass falls incomplete, and that's how we'll finish this half. First half in the books. Time now to join Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
Thanks, Reese. 2 quarters down in the Quick Lane Bowl. A couple of teams who have battled their way here in the bowl season looking to bring home some hardware for the trophy case. Talk about a first half from that dude out of the backfield. He's been a total game changer. And how many top plays moments have we seen on missed tackles alone? Video game moves from one of the shiftiest players in all of college football. With that said, let's send it back to Reese and the guys for the conclusion of the Quick Lane Bowl.
Looks as if we're set to crank it up here in the second half. On the move from inside his 5. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. The Boilermakers have it back, and here comes the offense. And sort of an ugly first half, honestly, but the deficit's still manageable if they want to wrap up this season with a bowl win.
This is a team I know that takes a lot of pride, and I'm sure at halftime in the locker room, there was some shouting going on. They need to get themselves motivated and ready to go, because they're not out of this game.
Yeah, and when you get that shouting and you get the quarreling amongst each other, you get some motivation. You need something good to happen early. This first possession, get the football, go make something happen, create some momentum.
The Boilermakers want to move quickly.
And the quarterback knew exactly where he wanted to go with the football, had time, spins the ball deep. Nice job by this offense, understanding what the defense is giving them and creating explosive play.
And they'll bring him down after a short pickup.
This offensive line better figure out a plan for this D tackle. He is tough to block with one guy. You might want to start double teaming him. He's going to be a problem moving forward. You saw all of his ability on that last play.
Wants to fire on second down. Grabbed behind the line. It's Branch. And he has run out of bounds as they go backwards there and just avoided the contact. And this offense just can't afford not to get the first down here. Already trailing big, and the clock is not their friend. Underheat, he gets rid of it.
Tell you what, I don't know if the offense was expecting man coverage that time. 3rd and long in field goal range, you're expecting it to be zone. Instead, they lock them up man-to-man, everybody on an island, and everybody won. They get the incompletion now setting up for it.
He splits the uprights and puts 3 on the board. So the kickoff team is out there ready to boot it away after putting up a field goal. Let's see what the defense can do. And let's see what kind of ball plays this offense has ready. I know they put up really good numbers on offense, but David, they're starting to feel a little game pressure right now.
Exactly. That scoreboard's starting to get a little bit tired cutting into that lead. Now, you know every possession matters, Palmer. A little pressure for this offense.
Yeah, and so you can't get tight, right? The best players on this offense now need to step up, and they need to start making plays. You got to identify where those one-on-ones are.
He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple. They've made 3rd down offense a key. It'll be tested on 3rd and long from the 28. From the gun, wants to pass. And they couldn't hold off the heat, and he goes down with a sack.
I think going into halftime trailing, this defense knew that they were going to have to start making plays here in the second half. And early in the 3rd quarter here on this drive, they get a sack. That is really good news for this defense.
The Purdue offense heads back out to the field. Man, how comforting is it to know that even if your offense stalls out a little, Jesse, that field goal kicker can knock it in from a long way out.
Well, he's one of the best in the country, Reese, no doubt. But this offense would like him and prefer for him to kick an extra point on this drive. And to do that, David, you've got to have more rhythm on offense.
Yeah, create some more rhythm, create some more explosive plays, and maybe some more balance. And listen, it's nice to have that weapon and kick long field goals. If you kick too many field goals, you don't get very many W's.
And just wedges it ahead a bit before he's brought down. After picking up a couple at 2nd and 8. On the option. Now the toss. That's what you expect from a senior. Don't give them any extra yards. Great tackle there. Defense trying to come up with a stop on 3rd and short from the 37. From the gun, wants to pass. And the freshman will chalk up a sack.
Man, I think this quarterback needs to take his offensive line out for dinners more often because they're not protecting him. And sometimes it doesn't even look like they're trying. That now the 6th sack of the game for this defense.
The Boilermakers will line up to punt it away. He's going to try to flip the field with this one. And the punt hits at the 6, and they can't down it, and it'll be a touchback. On 1st down, here comes this offense. Leaves it with the back. Running hard and getting 6 yards out to the 26.
It's the MO of this offense, and they really put a lot on the offensive line to go out and really try and establish their dominance and their assertiveness, and they've done a good job of that early in this game running the football.
They get him on the ground after he gets enough to move the sticks. Now on 1st down from the 30. He'll do it himself. Shakes off the tackle. Just sort of a relentless run, getting everything that was available to him, and they'll mark him down at the 40. Now on 2nd and short after that pickup. Here's the handoff. Brought to the ground, but not before getting enough for the 1st down.
This is a guy that can find you the hidden yardage. That play just pushes the pile to get that 1st down.
They're bringing heat. That's caught. It's Williamson. And the defense settled in to stop that one for a short gain. Trying to get a rhythm in the passing game now on 2nd down. Making sure they have good balance, keeping it on the ground. Still running at the 40. They make the stop, and this running game moves the chains as they get the 1st down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. He'll keep it himself. And the defense makes the stop after a minimal gain.
Well, the QB decided to keep it on that one. And listen, if you had his athleticism, you'd want to keep it too. Almost every time they run these types of option plays. But he's just going to have to do a good job of understanding when to hand it off, when to pitch it, and try to keep this defense on their heels and read his keys. He's got a lot of talent. Just got to make sure he's making the right decisions moving forward.
Here's the snap, looking to throw. That pass not close as he got drilled trying to deliver it, and it'll bring up 4th down.
Yeah, and 3rd and short, they choose not to run, throw the football, and I think a lot of that has to do with they know they're in field goal range. They can take the 3 points on the board.
No good. After the miss, still an 11-point game, guys. The Boilermakers have it back, and here comes the offense. That last drive fizzled out, Jesse. They had to punt it.
Yeah, they did. And, David, they're just going to have to do a better job this time around erasing the mental mistakes.
And just trying to solve the defensive riddle, understanding what they're trying to do to you and attack them.
Got 3 on 1st down at 2nd and 7. Gets it out fast. They're able to get him stopped just shy of the 1st down marker. Every journey begins with a step. This offense needs to step into a 3rd down conversion and then try to turn it into some scores, and fast. And this one will be stopped for no gain.
Well, the defense got the stop there on 3rd and 1. Let's see if they can do it again here on 4th and inches.
I just got to find a way to fall forward, be physical. We work on this all week. You know you're going for it on 4th down.
Was looking for more running room, but found nothing but more tacklers. He's down at the 24. Now this offense is back on the field. We talk about settling for points, but sometimes when you have to settle for nothing, David, it can be demoralizing.
Yeah, and it can definitely be frustrating. And I think it leads you to say maybe I go for it more. But, Jesse, I think this offense just needs to put another drive together and just finish stronger.
Yeah, and be a little bit less predictable, too, especially as they get closer and closer down the end zone.
And he's down at the 41. That's a first down.
And a great job on the offensive line. You're going to run the ball right up the middle. You better control the line of scrimmage. You can see the center, the guard, the tackles doing a good job getting on their guys just enough where this running back can get into space and make the big game.
With a deficit like this, it's all about somebody stepping up to make a play, and you might as well start here in the fourth quarter. From the gun, the running back has it. Just ran over it. He's finally brought down, but that freshman found some running room.
It's a point in the game, I think, as a coaching staff where you really challenge your offensive line to go win the football game, right? You've got to lead late. We're going to run the football. And the defense and everybody in the stadium knows that's what's going to happen. Can we run the ball down their throats and impose our will? That's what this offense right now is trying to do.
Steps to his left, out of the pocket. The quarterback bought as much time as he could, but the defense got to him and sacked him. Even if they don't convert, picking up a few would give them a decision to make on fourth down. It's 3rd and long from the 45. And he is not going to get there as the defense gets him on the ground. And here comes the punt team. Coverage team does a good job and touches it dead. No return on this one. The Purdue offense heads back out to the field. Last time, David, it was 1-2-3 kick.
The last drive, that 3 and out, sometimes that puts your defense in a bad spot, and you got to get a drive together here so you don't wear the defense out.
I just think, David, too predictable that last drive. They got to do something here to get this defense on their heels.
They'll line up for a second down play. It's a draw. Nowhere to run on that one. He loses 4 on the carry.
Yeah, and this offense has to find a way to run the football. They got to get more creative, but whatever that looks like for this offense, something to jumpstart them because nothing really going on the ground.
Yeah, defensively.
Looking deep down the right side. And trying to put points on the board on 3rd down. Now they're staring at 4th down.
After that incompletion, 4th and long now on your own side of the field, you're trailing in the 4th quarter. What's your go-to play call here in the passing game? Where is the matchup that you trust in to come up with a big one to give yourself a chance to stay alive and win this game?
And it's swatted away. It's a turnover on downs. They are so close to a score they can smell it on the first play of the drive. 1st and goal. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple.
It's going to be tough sledding for the offense here. They're trying to ice this game by running the football and reading the clock. They've got a pretty good lead here late in the game, but the defense knows the run is coming, right? So they're going to be loading the line of scrimmage, getting stops like what they just did. Be interesting to see what the offense does on this next one.
Into their happy place for a touchdown.
This defense is going to have to do a better job being physical. That's 2 rushing touchdowns they've now allowed. They have got to be better close to the line of scrimmage.
Lining up to add another. And now with the extra point, they're up by 18 here in the 4th. They didn't have a whole lot of real estate in front of them when they took over possession, but they wasted no time. Couple of plays into the end zone. On the run from inside his own 5. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic as they get him on the ground at the 20. The Boilermakers have it back, and here comes the offense. That 4th down gamble didn't pay off on the last drive, and it led to giving up a scoring drive, David.
Yeah, and everybody wants to go for it on 4th down. Everybody wants that, but your defense sometimes has to bail out your decision-making. We decided to go for it. We didn't get it. Defense, Jesse, didn't come up big and prove me right.
Yeah, not complimentary football, no doubt. But look, this offense has been in these situations before. So you got to come back out here, take the field. It's a fresh set of downs, brand new drive. Let's go out and execute with some points on it.
So they're facing 3rd and short from the 25. The snap sets up to throw. Going to try to pop one on the screen. They make the stop, but not before the screen has hit him for a first down, and much more really good execution by this offense. The Boilermakers come to the line with a fresh set of downs. He's looking to throw it. Unloads to the wideout. And they're not on the same page there.
And it's just been that kind of day for this quarterback and this offense, guys. They have never been able to get into a rhythm throwing the football. Timing's been off. Accuracy hasn't been great. We've seen some drops. Just
got a lot of running room. He's at the 10. And he'll take it all the way. They couldn't bring him down. Touchdown, Purdue!
Quarterback's abilities to read the field is huge. And also the anticipation, the timing. To be able to throw the football, Jesse, and hit a guy in stride so he can get run after the catch and get in the end zone, that was a nice job by the quarterback.
yeah, it's critical, David. Listen, a lot of times touchdown passes aren't thrown into the end zone. You've got to read the coverage, hit the open guy, and let him do the rest.
Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. Offense making its way onto the field to start the drive. Line gets set, first down. They'll try the run. They shut it down quickly, but he gets 2 out to the 18.
Well, the offense has the lead, and we call this 4-minute offense. This is a situation that teams around the country practice, having the lead late in the game and needing to ice it by running the football and throwing high-percentage passes.
They'll need to convert this 3rd down from their own 22 to get this drive jump-started. From the gun, wants to pass. Dances away from the heat. At the 35, he's open. Good call, good execution as they move the chains, and they have a first down at the 38. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. They keep it on the ground, clock is their friend. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one. We reached the 2-minute warning, and this offense is that much closer to salting away a victory. I'd expect we're going to get another dose of the running game at this point, even though it's 2nd and 11. That play just never had a chance. They knock him down for a loss of 5. Timeout called there by the defense, desperate to get the ball back and save as much time as possible. Movement from the linebackers trying to mess with the offensive line's assignments. They're looking to get the edge with this one on the toss. And he's not going to make it. The defense denying him the first down. Quick timeout called by the defense, stopping the clock to save as much time as possible for their offense. He will signal for the fair catch and take it just inside the 35. Here comes the offense on first down. Trying to start the drive with a pass. Grabbed over the middle. It's Branch. He's brought down. Solid pickup, but a little bit short of the first down. On second down, looking again to throw. He's got his man. Wrestled to the ground after picking up the first down. Clock stops momentarily for the first down. They'll hurry to the line. He's going to pass. He's got his man. They make the stop, but this passing game does some damage, and they move the sticks with the first down. Trying to get everybody set with the clock still running. Comes out throwing on first down. Got away from trouble and got rid of it. And the physical play there forces the incompletion on first down. After the misfire, now on second down. He's looking to throw. Fires to the wideout. He makes a catch. Touchdown, Boilermakers! And the comeback is on.
And that's step one. Great job by this offense getting in the end zone. Now you got to go get the stop. You got to get the football back. You got to find a way to do something to create a turnover, get an onside, to get the football back, to get back in this football game.
He's got it. 2-point conversion is good, and now they're within a field goal here in the 4th. Timeout called here by the defense. It's the first one they've used this half. Just over a minute to play. They're lining up for an onside kick to try to pull off off this rally. Not much drives more anxiety than waiting to see if the hands team can corral the onside kick, and they do.
And this is why you put your hands team on the field most of the time when you know it's coming, and you put those guys that are great catchers of the football. The first guys, what do? They go block. They go blow somebody up. The next guys catch the football, secure it, get your butt on the ground. And most of the time when you do this, the ball game is over.
Calling a timeout here, you have to avoid making a mistake in this situation. They'll run the toss. Just a solid stop by this sophomore. Well, we are winding it down, guys. Only a few more plays left in this season, also wrapping up a really outstanding performance for this offense.
Yeah, and they're sending out the seniors on the right foot. Guys, we've seen a lot of great football. There have been so many tremendous moments and individual efforts, David. This is a year in college football I know I'll never forget.
Won't forget it. Love working with you guys. Love being in the booth. Love covering these football games. I'll tell you what, a lot of excitement in college football surrounding the sport, man. Let's just keep loving it.
He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple. Well, this was an offensive showcase out there today. We thought it would be a high-scoring game, and it certainly delivered.
If you love offense, then you love this type of game. Both offenses going up and down the field, seemingly at will. Throwing the ball, running the ball. But, David, I feel like if you're a fan of defense, maybe this wasn't your cup of tea.
More defense optional. You didn't really get too much of that stuff. But, listen, you got to get a few stops late in the game. You got to get just kind of one stop with this many points that was being scored. You got the stop late. That's why you got the dub.
That's going to do it for us. For Jesse Palmer, David Pollack, our entire broadcast team, I'm Reese Davis. This has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.